Why are you not making links, 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 links? This is where your creativity stands out. Without having to learn a lot of super complex wire weaving that could take you months, just some super simple patterns, you can be making unusually fancy and complex looking pieces. Put them all over your table, put them aside, and rearrange them any way you want. Funky, unusual designs that never existed anywhere until you made them and put them together. See this necklace I'm wearing now? Complex, but also simple links. I had no idea how I was going to put them together. I just made a bunch of links, and they were just super fun to make. The only thing they have in common is I used antique copper wire, and I basically stuck to a blue and black color pattern. Super fun. You're going to want to use 20, 18, or even 16 gauge wire. As the numbers get smaller, the wire gets thicker, the opposite of what you would think. And may I introduce square wire. Square wire, no matter what you do with it, it almost always looks more interesting because it has these cool edges going along. This is 16 gauge square, this is 18 gauge square. Now, it costs about twice as much per foot, so use it sparingly once you've gotten some practice, but it's so worth the difference. It also holds its shape better, is a little bit stronger, and just looks generally really cool with even simple patterns. The benefits are the thinner wire is going to be easier on your fingers as you're learning, but the thicker wire holds its shape better and gives you stronger links in general, and then you can make really wild patterns and you don't have to make the loops as tight because it will be stronger. The only other downside with square wire is you have to make sure the beads fit, and sometimes it's a little harder to get certain beads in, but you can make links with or without beads. And all I ever use for any of my videos are regular flat needle nose pliers, round nose pliers, and cutters. That's it. And you can get these as a 3-pack from Amazon or Walmart for like $8. The link will be in the description. First type of link, the snail swirl. First take about this much. This is a standard measurement known as this much. Grab with your round nose about halfway down, push them around, make that loop nice. You can see already how cool the square wire looks. And then grab from the other side, make sure you're going the opposite way, wrap it, grab it again to tuck it in, and then just start rolling it and roll it all day. You can make a wide snail or you can make it tight, whatever you prefer. Just have fun playing with it. You can grab it with either pliers at this point, and you can even just hold it with your fingers and just start rolling it once you get a wide enough swirl. And look at mine, it's super imperfect. It's not a perfect circle, and that makes it cooler. Boom, link, now you're cool. The only thing is, if you want to be able to attach it, you need to leave a little space on this end. Or you could do a double snail link. Same amount, roughly, whatever you like. Experiment with these. Don't stick by what I do. Make them bigger, smaller. One of the funnest things is that you can make your own thing. All right, this time you're going to grab it in the middle. And you're going to bend this side one way and bend this side the other way, like that. And I'm using my flat nose for this. And then you're just going to start wrapping it around itself. Ta-da, 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 until you only have about that much left. Grab with the round nose. Roll it backwards. Try not to slip. Keep rolling it till you get a loop. Again, this will be hard on your hands if you're new, so try it first with thin wire, but thick wire is going to be stronger. Now, I want this to be on either side, and this is going to be too much. So I'm going to cut some of it and try to estimate, and you'll get it wrong the first few times. I might get it wrong this time, who knows? Let's see. But just keep playing with it, and you'll figure it out. That's pretty good. Always make sure there's no sharp ends sticking out that could scratch somebody. I'm going to squeeze this in tighter, pull it back out, squeeze it in, whatever I need to do to make sure those sharp ends are tucked against the wire. So you don't want any scratching going on. We want people to enjoy their jewelry, not be injured by it. I don't even like how that little sharp end kind of came out, so I'm going to cut it and tuck it again. If you messed up and made this part too tight and you can't fit a link in there, just pull it back out. Just pull it back out. There, now there's room. And just kind of play with it. Let's try a square one. Using further down on the flat nose, try to make some sharp right angles like this. Again, this will hold its spot better with stronger wire. And you can keep playing with it as long as you want, till you get it the way you want. Now, is this one perfect? No, but it's fun. And I didn't even practice this before deciding I was going to do it. I did it on camera for the first time. You witnessed it. So what does that mean? You can just experiment and make up new stuff and just have fun with it. Now I'm going to do this again and try to make these two sides line up better. Not bad. This one, I'm gonna make into a fun mangled mess. What's a fun mangled mess, you ask? Exactly what it sounds like. Now tell me that that's not a cool link. Which brings us to another option, wire sculptures. When doing a wire sculpture, just make sure you start out with two nice loops, one at each end to tuck in your sharp end, because that will get that part out of the way. You'll have your loop at each end, and you'll have this sharp end tucked so it won't scratch anyone. But once you do this, the rest is just fun. Whoa. What? No. Yes. Fun. What is it? A wild sea creature? A renegade octopus? A fancy floundery bonanza of cool and funky weirdness? I don't know. That's for you to decide. And these loops don't have to be the final loop you use. Now we have a bazillion different loops that we can use. You can even grab it and twist it. You can bend it this way, bend it that way, bend it back the other way. There's no right or wrong. There's only one rule. And that one rule is don't judge yourself. Just keep having fun. And if you feel like you messed it up, just keep going until you've messed it up even worse. And something really cool will almost always come out of it. You can also make links with beads or funky bead stacks. The first one is simple. Put your planet into orbit with some rings around it. First, put the bead in the very middle. Make sure you have about 3 to 4 inches on each side. That's like 10 centimeters, I guess. Give it a bend and a bend. Make yourself a loop and a loop. Roll it in. Try to make your loops tight against the bead. This comes with practice. Again, using thinner wire in the beginning might be easier. And then you're going to not press right up against the stone, but you're going to hover this little piece right here. You can hold it with the flat nose now. Cross it over and wrap it around the next loop. Do the same with this side. Fold it over, but don't put it all the way tight against the stone. Let it hover till it's about the same, and then fold it over. And then you're just going to wrap each side around the loop that it ends up on, and then cut it and tuck the sharp end in. So boom. Plan it with rings. Next, make sure you have maybe even a little more wire. You want extra because you can always cut it off. Again, put your beads in the middle. Make a crimp. Roll a loop. Make the loop tight. Now this time we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're not just going to hover the wire across to the other side. We're going to make it funky jazzy. So if you want, you can twist these loops a half turn like this to really lock them in better. You don't have to, but it can help. And then make sure your wires are still facing opposite ways like this. And have some fun with the zigzag. Let's see, we'll come down about like that, and then we'll go zigzag. And make your zigzags prominent, because you can always stretch them back out again. And that is, look at that, I just had enough to then tuck the other end, because then each time the other end is going to get tucked on that side. So let's see if I have enough on this side to barely do it. And they don't even have to be symmetrical. You can have 3 zigzags on this side, 2 zigzags on this side. I'm telling you guys, you do not understand the power of asymmetry for looking cool. Asymmetry is one of the coolest things ever. So I have just enough wire. Make sure you take more wire when you do yours, guys. Just enough wire to wrap this around and tuck it one time. You really want to be able to wrap it about twice at least to really get a good tuck, but that will work in this case. And that one is almost there. Got to cut it just a little bit to get that tuck right there. Make sure you don't shoot the little bits of wire at your face when you're cutting it. Either have glasses or safety glasses, or just close your eyes. Or if you feel confident, just aim it away from yourself. And look how fun that is. Ah, so much fun. Now let's get really weird. Take a whole foot to be safe. 18 gauge will hold this well. Square wire 18 gauge doesn't fit all beads. So first you got to check and make sure you have beads with holes that fit. So let's see if I remember how to do this. Position these like this. They might fall off while you're doing this, but that's okay. Make a loop in the middle. You can draw this on a piece of paper first if you need to model what size and shape you want. And then we're going to make a right angle right here, like that. And another right angle right here, like that. And then these guys end up being in reverse order. Take your time to tweak little spots to make it just right, but again, don't try to make it perfect because you'll be there forever and it'll drive you crazy. Push these tight, make a right angle going like this, and try to make another loop that will match. Again, this is a lot of trial and error and tweaking. And then bend this as a right angle again, and have it come around here, around this loop. Pinch it. Now you're pretty much done. You can just cut these and tuck them and have fun, or you can be even wilder and make an outer frame to it. Pinch it just a little bit right there and Wait a minute, move this out of the way. Pinch it like right there and bend it. And then right here, try to make it as tight as you can. There we go. Sometimes overdoing it and then pulling it back will get it tighter. And we'll bring that around there like that. And we'll cut that off. And that can be done. You could just have a frame on that side. Like I said, asymmetrical is some of the coolest stuff. Or let's see if we can get the frame all the way across to the other side. We do have enough wire, it looks like. Pinch it tight. And you don't want it to get too busy either, or too jumbly with too much junked up wire. You want it to be as clean as possible, but again, just keep practicing. Try to, taking the flat part and just redoing it can get you an extra sharp corner. All right. Ooh, I think we can do it. See, try to measure that right where you want it to be. Go right there. And pull it in tight. Oh yeah, I think we did it. Whoa. And we'll tuck in that one right there. And you will slip. But practice and you will slip less and less and less. Get down there. Sometimes you just got to yell at the wire until it does what you want. Okay. Boom. And that's interchangeable too. You can go any which way. See if you can find funky beads that are drilled through but also have a big space in the middle where you can put other cool beads. Bring it to the middle, crimp, crimp, loop, loop. Now let's mimic this shape, but make it come out wider and wider. Sometimes you just gotta straighten out all your wire because it gets little bends in it that you don't want. And this is just estimating it. I think that's good. And wrap it. Let's try that again. Again, this just comes with practice, trying to eyeball it, trying to get it even. Your first few are going to be wonky, they're going to be a little bit off. Just go with it. Tell yourself asymmetrical is cooler. And just have fun. Cut off the tiniest little tab in the middle there. Tuck that right in the little bowl you made by wrapping it. The same on this side. Boom. Or just go real simple. Put the bead in the middle, bend it, and just keep wrapping around in a swirl. Then bend your loop backwards. Make it tighter or looser as you see fit. Or put some beads in the middle and make a wire sculpture. And your links can be simple earrings, fancy earrings, the fanciest earrings, and, of course, A necklace. A bracelet. Go and have more fun than ever, making tons of links. Try to come up with ones that I haven't even shown you. I know that you're creative and there's endless possibilities for all kinds of interesting things that neither of us might have thought of before. The beads and the wire might tell you in the moment what they're capable of doing, ways they're capable of bending that neither of us thought of. And it's just endless fun and creativity and discovery. Go make a ton of them.